What's up, everyone? This is Sil with another video, and today we're going to take another look at the preview of Undermine D, or the 11.1 patch slash season 2 that's going to be coming in an unknown number of weeks or months or so. Of course, if you don't mind, like the video, subscribe for more stuff. We're doing this semi-live, and I'm just going to kind of jump through the WoWCast that had just went on and give kind of a short version of what to expect, which is just really only a tiny slice of what we're probably going to get when this thing finally goes live. It's pretty limited, and I'm hoping to see like other changes, philosophical reveals and stuff like that. But we're not going to get a lot of that here. Again, this is just kind of an overview of what is to come. So one of the things that I think was a really cool highlight to check out is tier. That's probably one of the most important things that people are looking out for. We only got a very limited selection as of right now. I'm hoping that we're going to see like a more official preview sometime soon, just to kind of whet our appetites. So this is the warrior tier, which looks really good. I really like the lines that are coming from this one. You can kind of see it in a little bit of animation there. And then this one happens to be the priest tier. You notice that unlike the classic robe stuff, now we have like this more open style for the legs, which I think is like a good add. You know, so it's kind of, it's still roby, but more tunic. Now, in this shot here, now here we see what is presumably the robe. You can kind of see it, kind of not, but you can see that the rogue head has been replaced by a skull, and that probably also includes the whole helmet thing. It also has that classic trench coat look and feel like what we saw just earlier. Back here is what is most likely the druid tier. Up front, in front of this person, I'm not quite sure who this one is. It could be mage. It could be shaman as well. But notice that they also have like this really cool staff behind them. Usually shaman use a one-hander and shield. So this might be a mage, but not sure. And then of course, here's the warrior again with that different feel. Now, obviously, we're going to Undermine. And as for where it's located, they use this old map here to kind of tell us just where Undermine is. And because we're in this zone, it's going to be heavily themed. You can see like the city itself, pretty big. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be like if it's going to have a kind of, I guess, a Borealis True Guard sound kind of feel, where you're going to have parts of the city that are considered like the player hub, and other parts of the city that might be considered, enemy territory or even part of the raid. You know, we may see like those sorts of conversions as well. We're going to be teaming up with one of 4 factions, and from the feel of it, I think it's going to be somewhat similar to, if I can get to the screen, it's going to maybe feel similar to the different factions that we work with in Ajkahet, where we dealt with like, those three different factions. Now we have 4 to work with. If it works similarly, then I think that'd be kind of cool, because there are some instances where we were able to like wrap up a little bit with all of them. But we'll be able to team up with Bilgewater, Steamweedle, Blackwater, and even the Venture Company, which are usually like the Scarlet Crusade of goblins, where like they're always bad, they're always like naughty, and we're usually like killing their asses. But I guess in this case, not so much. But if anything, it's probably like just this kind of united front against Gallywix. In this case, when we choose one of these people, the world questing, the outdoor questing, it's going to shift and change to any one of these factions. So it should be something that we can expect. And here's a little example of the rewards that we'll be able to get, including what might be kind of a rep and questing set. We get like a very colorful set of mounts that are kind of similar to the gnomish version, the Mechanome version of this mount. But my favorite is the goggle puppy, and there's also the robot thing. I'm not quite sure what this one's supposed to be, whether it's a toy or some sort of weird transformation or transmog set or something like that. The drive thing is coming. So when they described this, they described it as something that's going to be like a little bit faster than dragon riding on the ground. So my hope and expectation is that we're going to have courses that suit that. One thing that was pointed out to me in chat was whether or not there's going to be like issues, not just here, but then outside of Undermine. Like, what if we're not on these obvious courses that are designed for the driving in mind? Like, what if we're in the Anorn Plains and we're going through and we happen to hit like little rocks and pebbles? Are we going to be suddenly stopped in our tracks? The short answer is probably. But I'm also wondering to myself, what is the driving experience going to be outside where normally you don't have this kind of speed? You don't normally have this kind of speed on the ground. Like, what if I'm trying to drive through Suramar City or something like that with this thing? How is that going to go? Is there going to be like a sort of Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be like this sort of acceleration sort of deal going on, but this could be cool. I don't know. It's really going to be a matter of when we see this thing on the PTR to really find out. They described that there's going to be courses similar to dragon riding, so like you can see like a little bit of a sample here. We'll be able to, as you can see, very simple. It's just like the dragon riding courses, but it's just on the ground. But then also we'll have like the car physics with drifting, and there are some cool examples of that. Real quick with delves. There's going to be 2 new delves that are coming out. Bran is going to continue being our companion, presumably for the rest of the expansion. And the reasoning behind that, they had said, was they want to, I guess they just changed their mind and didn't want to make it so that, okay, with each season, you're going to have to relearn this new companion. And that may have a new skill set that you may not like. And we might be like, oh man, I really wish we had, season 1 Bran. He was way more effective than season 2, whatever. All of us going to have different opinions on that. That was just their explanation. But we're also going to get a new mount to decorate. I don't know actually, I'm not quite sure if it was going to be like, if we're still getting the dirigible mount, or if it's going to have like a new base mount. But it looks like we'll be able to, just like with season 1, we'll get different decorations and be able to do customizations. There is going to be another Zekvir style encounter, and this is what you get if you defeat the new encounter. A gold version of this customization, which is pretty cool. They also mentioned that there's going to be a new arena and also a new dungeon as well. We already knew, and we already know the dungeon lineup. They gave us only like a small preview of what's going to be happening here in this new dungeon. Oh yeah, I got to stop on this one really quick too. Go back to Dells for just a second. They did mention that Bran is going to be a tank. He's going to be a ranged tank, and this kind of shows a good shot of like the different skill sets that he has. Like they had this really cool sequence here. Like, here we go. Pistols, shooting, hitting dudes. And there's also this one ability where he's able to summon a mech that we are able to ride on, which is very, very, here it is. Like, so he'll summon something down, and then we just jump in, and then we go nuts. We go Dynasty Warriors on this thing. Of course, there's a new raid. I already mentioned the dungeon. That's all like standard fare. They're talking about like some really cool encounters. And I think one of the big highlights that I wanted to just jump to really quick was this big dinosaur looking thing. So like, here's a really quick preview of the dinosaur. But here it is. Oh, this thing looks sick. And presumably we'll be able to get this thing as a mount too. So this will be something that even I am going to be interested in. So I didn't want to take too long. I know that I'm already like talking way too much, so I just wanted to like give you guys like a real quick preview of like some of the visuals that were inside this video. I'll leave a link to the actual thing in there for other explanations, and well, that'll be it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty excited about this thing because I think it's going to be cool to learn a lot more about goblins, and it's just like a different theme, different vibe that's still going to be connected to the main story, it looks like. So we'll see how things go when the PTR begins, whenever that is, because we don't know yet. But yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.